So I realized it's been a while since I had one of my lunchbox soapbox videos. I wanted to make this one real quick because I find this super interesting. I don't know, a couple months back, I made a video about the Christian metal band known as Stryper. It was highlighting the frontman Michael Sweet as sort of this musical unicorn of that era who often gets overlooked because of the band's affiliation with the Christian music industry. The reality is Stryper was a hugely popular band across the board. They were played on radio and in fact had videos that were regularly circulated on MTV. This is of course related to their second album known as To Hell with the Devil. The reason I had talked about this is because when I was going back and listening to this album again after not listening to it for years, it occurred to me how so much of it, the sound, tracks, and even some specific songs really was reminiscent of Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction. In fact, one of the tracks, this track that ends up being the most successful track on the album for Stryper, Calling on You, is eerily similar to Welcome to the Jungle by the Guns N' Roses. Now, why this is interesting is because Stryper's album and music predates Guns N' Roses. So it seems like if there was a clear influence there, it would have been that Stryper was actually influencing Guns N' Roses, not the other way around. It was just an idea that occurred to me based off listening to the music and also knowing Michael Sweet's reputation within the industry. But recently, I came across another really interesting thing, which I wanted to share. I'm a vinyl record collector, and I have all different types of records I collect. One record that I recently obtained that I've known about for years, I just didn't have in my collection, is the Stryper album, vinyl album, To Hell with the Devil, but it's actually the original cover. So here's the backstory. Stryper, when they released that album, they put out this cover, which was an animated cover, very bright colors, like a bright blue background, and it had the band members sort of looking like angels, and they were tossing this sort of satanic rocker into hell. Meanwhile, it had their typical yellow and black logo with their band name, and then it had the album name, To Hell with the Devil, in red. Okay, well, the cover was controversial. A lot of people thought it was sort of inappropriate or in poor taste. So they re-released the album again. They removed that cover and they released it as a solid black cover with, again, the band logo in yellow and the album name in red, To Hell with the Devil. Well, it turns out, weirdly, Guns N' Roses did the exact same thing. If you know the history of the album Appetite for Destruction, you'll know that it was originally released with a different cover. And the cover was an animated cover. And it had a very strange bright blue color to it. And it had the band's name in yellow and black and had the album name in red and black. It too was controversial. As a result of that, it was pulled from the shelf. And they did release the album again, follow up with a different cover, which is what? All black, their logo in yellow and black, and the album name in red. Seems a little bit too coincidental. Check out these slides. So if you look at this slide here off Wikipedia, you can see the album was released on the 24th of October, 1986, and that it was actually recorded in Burbank, California. Okay, now let's keep going here. It shows here that To Hell with the Devil was very popular and it was regularly ranked #1 on Dial MTV and Daily MTV lists of requested videos. And this was Calling on You and also the very popular song, Honestly. The original artwork depicted 4 long-haired angels closely resembling the band's, etc., etc. The cover was then changed in later pressings of a basic black cover. Here's the cover of what it looks like. It's got a blue color. It's got the sort of angels and the demonic person in the middle. It's got their logo in black and yellow. And then, of course, the album title in red. They changed it to this, which is an all-black background. The band's logo also yellow and black. And then simply the album's name written in red letters at the bottom. Okay. Now, let's look at Appetite for Destruction. It comes out in July of 1987. It's also recorded where? In Burbank, California. Okay. Now, if we look at this next slide, it's going to show how the album didn't really start off very successfully. It wasn't until the following year, which would now be 1988, that it took off, and it was largely as the popularity around the Welcome to the Jungle song. Here is their original cover, which you can see it's got that blue color. The name of the band is in yellow and black, and the name of the album is in black and red. It's also animated. Okay, now look at the change. All black, the band logo, which has a lot of yellow and black in it, and then, of course, the album name written in red. It's not an exact duplicate, but pretty close.